All right, so I'm sure everybody here knows the well known quote from your childhood: I love you, you love me, we're a happy family, from the famous Barney. Well, kind of backtracking on that and using it as a reference, I like to think of it in nursing as I help you, you help me, we're a happy family. Because in the hospital, all it is you helping each other, and you just want to know that we want to know that you're going to get better. You want to know that we're going to help you to get there. So that's kind of just what we like to use in the hospital. We're here to establish trust and honesty. That real nursing and patient relationship is very important, and so I think just being able to make sure you express everything that needs to be said to them with complete open and honesty, and they need to be able to relay things to you even if they think it might not be important, because it could turn out to be something huge. You never really know. So I think that creating that relationship is very helpful, and it's a huge dynamic that needs to be present. One of the first things that you're going to do is you're just going to go in, you're going to introduce yourself. I'm Morgan Stanley. I'm going to be taking care of you. You're going to ask a little bit about them, get to know them on a personal level, and you're going to want to tell them their symptoms, their diagnosis, and what they need to know based upon what they're diagnosed with. All of the tests, like, okay, well, as you see here, it says this, so this means, and you're just going to want to list off and explain everything to them. Because the more that the patient knows, the more comfortable they are, and the easier it is to work with them. If you leave the patient in the dark, it can become very hostile and very hard to work with the patient. You're also going to want to tell them what you're there to do. So I have a set job. I know the things that I have to do, but you want to let them know, hey, I'm going to be in and out of the room. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that. Like, you don't want them to feel like, if you're helping another patient, you don't want them to feel like you're abandoning them and that, like, they're not getting the help that they need. You want to tell them all the tests that you're doing, or if you're changing a bandage or you're changing something in their IV, giving them a medication. You want to explain to them thoroughly what it is you're doing and what your job is there to do. If you're taking their blood pressure, explain to them why you're doing that. We just have to check it every so often just to make sure everything's stable. And just really tell them, like, hey, I'm here to help you. You let me know if you need anything. Just keep that open communication there. Another thing that is huge that we want to be able to do is inform them of what they need to do. We can do our job through and 100% the way we're supposed to do it. But if a patient doesn't do what they need to do, that's where kind of complications come in. And you kind of just want to set up a schedule for them. I mean, if, say, they come in after a surgery, they're going to come in that first day or two, they're going to want to rest. So that's what you're going to tell them. You're just going to lay out this timeline for them and say, look, this first 2 days we're going to rest, we're going to take it easy, make sure you're getting enough fluids in, make sure everything stays stable, and that there's no complications from the surgery. On day 3 and 4, you're going to want to tell them, hey, this is when we're going to start eating food, like more solid foods, and trying different fluids, just trying different things to kind of get us in the flow of real life again. You're going to want them to sit up, move around a little bit, want to make sure they don't get pneumonia while laying in that hospital bed. And then come day 4 or 5, depending on the surgery, definitely, maybe a week after, you're going to be wanting to have them get up. You're going to want them walking. You're going to want them doing things, making sure that all of that is stable before they leave as well. Then a week and a half or 2 weeks out, again, depending on surgery, that's when they're going to be headed home. So you want to make sure that throughout that timeline you have everything set up to where they're going to be okay to go home on their own. They're going to know the medication they're taking, how to use it, when to take it. They're going to want to know, hey, if I start to feel like this, I should come back to the hospital, and just make sure that they can do normal life things on their own without our help there. So it all just comes down to creating that relationship with your patient, establishing that trust, that honesty, that just flow that helps you work together. You want to be there for them, but know that they're going to in turn help you out as well. So that kind of just reiterates the fact of I help you, you help me, we're a happy family, and we just want to see our patients get better, and we hope that everything goes well. So that's just kind of how we feel about being there to help our patients. Thank you.